welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the opening action, the trading setup, market strategies, everything that you need to know about this fresh and new day and the last session of this week as well. Remember, the markets have extended their winning streak for the third consecutive session as on Thursday. We've actually seen a perfect expiry play out. We've also seen the Nifty close firmly above 25,400 odd mark, the highest level since July of 9th. We've also seen the rally that was following the US Federal Reserve's 25 basis points rate cut to 4 to 4.25% now, and its other signals of two more reductions that could be coming in this year as well, that lifted the entire sentiment in the opening session. Thereafter, we did see some profit booking take place during the course of the day, so the bears also had an opportunity to make money in yesterday's trading session. And thereafter, when the news flow started to come in, that hopes are on that over the next 8 to 10 odd weeks there could be the tariff talks could be concluding in favor of India, and that there could be some respite as far as the punitive 25% tariffs are concerned. That lifted the sentiments on the Nifty towards the end again. Now remember, the Nifty is now heading into this final session of the week, aiming for its third straight weekly advance. On the Wall Street overnight, what we've seen is that after the Federal Reserve signaled the rate cut cycle going forward from here, that's boosted the hopes of a stronger economic growth, and that lifted the Wall Street again to record high levels as well. So the S&P 500 climbed by 0.48% overnight, the Nasdaq jumped by 0.9%, the Dow Jones added 0.2% in trade. All the three major indices touched their fresh all-time intraday high levels as well. Remember, Asian markets were also this morning mostly upbeat in Friday's trading session, tracking the overnight gains on the Wall Street. We've also seen that the Nikkei was up by 0.8%, hitting yet another record high level for the second straight trading session, and that's right ahead of Bank of Japan's policy decision as well. Now, apart from this, we've also seen that the foreign institutional investors have also turned net buyers to a small amount. You could see 367 odd crore rupees being bought by the foreign institutional investors in yesterday's trading session, even though the DIS bought 3,327 odd crore rupees of shares as well. Now, the Gift Nifty is indicating to a positive start. Let's see how this really pulls in forward. We also have to keep an eye out on 25,500 now, and how soon that gets achieved, and how soon do we climb above that level to again pull up towards the new highs or the erstwhile highs of 26,277 as well on the Nifty. What is going to be important as far as the key stocks are concerned today? I'm going to be talking about one conglomerate that you need to keep an eye out on. That's the Adani group today. The entire group will be in focus. Now remember, the Adani Group shares will be in focus as last evening we've got to know that Securities and Exchange Board of India, the SEBI, the market regulator, has now closed the proceedings regarding the acquisitions of fund diversion, violations of related party transactions and fraud on the Adani Group as well. SEBI has completely cleared the group and its top executives as well of whatever acquisitions were made by the short seller Hindenburg Research, and therefore several listed companies also they've cleared up. Adani Group companies, including the two Nifty 50 names, both Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises, as well as the broader market companies like Adani Power, Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Energy, Adani Power and Adani Total Gas. They are all expected to react to this positive news as well. So domestically, no overhang of any regulation remains on the Hindenburg Research that was, shut shop, of course, earlier part of this year as well. But finally, from the Indian market regulator, there's a complete clean chit that Adani Group has got as well. Now, what only remains is that some of the issues in the US courts that, of course, will keep coming in, but nothing major is on an overhang, and we'll have to see how the stocks are going to be reacting in trade today. What's also going to be important, viewers, is to understand what brokerage houses are saying. Now, remember, what we are given to understand is that the market cap of the 10 listed Adani Group companies had plunged from 19.2 lakh crore rupees on January 23rd of 2023, a day before the Hindenburg Research report had come in, to 12.24 lakh crore rupees by November 21st of 2023, when the US court filings on alleged bribery cases emerged. It was a tough year for the group, and with sharp erosion in investors' wealth is what we had seen. Since then, Adani stocks have been gradually recovering, though they still remain below the pre-Hindenburg levels as well. Over the past 2 years, returns across the group have been pretty mixed. Adani Ports is up 70% from the Hindenburg crash time. Adani Enterprises is just a negative of 4%. Adani Power is up 68%. Adani Green Energy is negative 3%. Adani Energy Solutions is minus 2%. Adani Total Gas is also minus 5%. ACC is minus 7% from the Hindenburg, pre-Hindenburg levels as well. And Ambuja Cements has climbed up 33% as well. Now what most of the brokerages are saying. Brokerages have started turning constructive on many of the Adani counters. Adani Ports is leading the pack. Motilal Oswal on the September 1st report had projected a 29% upside for Adani Ports, citing expansion into logistics and marine services as key growth drivers, and recommended it as an attractive investment opportunity as well. We also have several other reports. Today, there's a report from Jefferies that has come in. That's on Adani Green, which has a buy rating and a target price of 1300. They believe the management has reinforced confidence in the journey to raise capex and capacity by 3.5 times to 14 gigawatts in FY25 to 50 gigawatt by 2030. They also talk about improving net debt to EBITDA trends also remain underway. They're also talking about guidance of 5 gigawatt of additional FY26 estimated was reiterated as well. So those are all the positives that they are looking at. They also talk about how Adani Green's valuation is 63% discount to the January 2023 peak of the one-year forward EV to EBITDA, which actually creates a lot of room for upside from here on as well. So that's today's report that's come in. So the entire space will be in focus. Let's quickly welcome our guest on board. We have Kunal B. Parar joining in. A minute to go before the pre-open trade starts off. First up, your sense on the Nifty today. What's your sense today, Kunal? Good morning.
Good morning. Well, if we talk about Nifty, I think Nifty is enjoying its pre-Diwali rally, trading at 25,510 level, and we have seen a magnificent momentum in the Nifty in last couple of sessions. If we talk about spot side, and spot Nifty is trading at 25,423, and it has given a breakout of its recent top, which was raised at 25,300 level. So it clearly indicates for good some upside momentum that we can see up to the level of 25,600. And if Nifty breaks this level, then further upside would be there, and even we may see new high as well before this Diwali. So overall sentiment for the index is on a positive side. From my side, I'm not suggesting to go fresh long at present level. But yes, if any correction is there in the index up to the level of 25,250, that would become a good buying opportunity. Whereas anyone has any long position, then hold it, because 25,600 immediate target would be there. The way market, the way overall global market is going on.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has truly helped you, identify the strategy. 25,235, there's a tick on the downside as what we are given to understand on the pre-open trade. 188 point of a down tick, but this should improve for the better. So we'll wait for 907 and see how this really settles in trade. The markets had been poised to move up higher. There are positive news flows that are coming in, and let's see whether this improves for the better as well. But the one key sector that we are going to be looking at clearly, Kunal, is the Adani Group stocks today, because SEBI has completely cleared the group, as well as many companies and top executives also, of any of the frauds and misrepresentations that Hindenburg had accused them of. This is big, and this should augur well. But we were looking at how the data was seen so far. From 2023 till this time, we've actually seen the reaction pretty mixed. Many of the stocks are still below the pre-Hindenburg level, and most of them have recovered also. What is your approach going to be on the Adani stocks? And as a reaction today, how do you expect the space to react?
Well, obviously, Adani Group got a clean sheet from SEBI, and I think it will have a definitely some positive impact on the Adani groups and particularly some flagship counters like Adani Port, Adani Power, Adani Enterprise and all. So, but obviously, we are maintaining our positive, recommendation on these counters, and I think the way all these stock have been recovered from its, after this Heidenberg low. I think it's a magnificent, and it's showing some investor confidence on the Adani group as well. So I think this is the perfect time. If This is the perfect time to get into the stock if we are not getting any extreme gap up opening in Adani's counter. And if you talk about a few counters, like I'm keeping an eye on Adani Ports, the way stock has been trading on a daily chart, further upside would be there. Right now, if we talk about Adani chart, the way stock has been trading on its daily chart, it gave a close of a 1412 level. Even we got technical breakout as well on daily chart. It has been trading about 100, 200 days moving average. So all the equations goes in favor of Adani Port only in terms of fundamental, in terms of technical, in terms of news as well. So I think perfect time to get into the stock with strict stop loss somewhere around the 1381,380. And if you talk about target wise, the way stock has been trading, I think first target would be at 1440, and if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1480. Now these are level for trading perspective, but overall outlook remains very positive. Even we may see level beyond the 1600 during upcoming trading session. So overall outlook looks very positive for Adani Ports. Now let's talk on the Adani Power as well. The way this particular stock is trading on a daily chart looks very attractive. Right now stock is trading at 631 level since last 4 days. No doubt it has been trading in a lower range, but overall chart looks very positive. Stock has a strong support at 618 level. One can get into the stock at present level with strict stop loss of 615. If you talk about target wise, the way stock has been trading, I think first target would be at 643, and if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 663. So overall, Adani groups looks very attractive, but amongst the Adani groups, I think these two counters looks very attractive in terms of technical, in terms of fundamentals.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also truly helped you out. So the markets are still about 34 points lower in trade. We're trading below 25,400. Let's see how this really pans out in trade. I also wanted to ask you, Kunal, on the Nifty Bank, which has had a 12-day kind of a run-up on the positive side. How are you looking at the Nifty Bank as an index? Do you see the further upside on this one? Should one keep an attention on this too?
Yes, means I have a positive view on Nifty Bank Index. Bank Index has already given a breakout of its range bound momentum, and it is trading at 55,727. Now we haven't seen any momentum in private bank yet, but if you talk about PSU's bank, they are performing very well, and I think based on this PSU banks, I think Bank Nifty is managing itself to give its close above 55,500. Now let's I think private bank will take a charge from henceforth, and afterwards even the Bank Nifty may move towards the level of 56,500 to 57,000 level. So overall picture remains very positive for the Bank Nifty. Right now trading at 55,727. Any fall up to the level of 55,500 would become a good buying opportunity for future traders. Whereas we talk about upper side target 56,500, 57,000 would be our target. And if we talk about support size, then at this level 54,500 may at a strong supports. So now this is a time that private banks may take a charge, and based on this private banks momentum, we may see a very good upside momentum in the Bank Nifty.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also, helped you out as far as the banking names are concerned. But let me also ask you, today is the last trading session before Monday, which is, September 22nd. That's the day when GST rationalization really comes into effect. That's the first day of Navratri, and that's the beginning of the upcoming festive season, which is likely to see a boost of demand from the entire country, and that's on the back of one, lower prices that a lot of industries are announcing, be it cars, consumer durables, leather goods, clothing companies. All of that will be in focus, and of course how to see the sentiment drivers from the first day of Navratri through the entire festive season as well. So Kunal, how are you looking at more importantly, how the markets are going to be looking at all of those drivers starting Monday?
Well, but obviously we may say very good upside momentum. Already positive sentiment has been created, and we are witnessing this in form of Nifty's joyous momentum. And I think first day of Navratri, 22nd September would be the biggest day for in GST reforms. And I think market will enjoy this in another way. And Diwali is there, so we are going to witness to biggest festival of our Indian culture, and that will and this will boost the overall economic consumption level. So, but obviously, right now Nifty is trading at 25,400 level. I think even before the Diwali, we may see some new high as well in the Nifty itself. And yes, but obviously, I think even you are also getting a call from car makers, car dealers to get the to get your car in a lower rate. So I think FMCG, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, and consumer durables will be like the biggest beneficiaries of these GST cuts. And all our Indian consumers are waiting for Dussehras. So I think we may see a very good numbers in this September's in terms of auto sales, in terms of two-wheeler sales and all. So, but obviously this would be like biggest GST reforms, and it will have a direct impact on market 25,600, and even way below we can see somewhere around 26,000 level.
Fair point. Markets have settled in the pre-open trade. Viewers slightly on the back foot, 25,400, albeit still with us on the pre-open trade. 13 points lower is what is being indicated. A flat with a negative bias start, down by 0.05% is how the markets could open today as far as the Nifty is concerned. But top stocks, Adani Enterprises could be opening higher with gains of 3.8%. Adani Ports could be opening higher with gains of 2.5% in trade. Let's also pull up some of the broader market names, the Nifty next 50 names as well. From the Adani pack, Adani Green Energy also indicative of a 4.7% start positive. Adani Energy Solutions 3.2% start on the positive is what is expected. Ambuja Cements about 1.5%. Adani Power also in the move as well. So the entire pack will be clearly in focus, and we'll come to it right after 9:15 once again as well. But viewers, let's also keep an eye out on what's really the kind of statement that's actually coming in that could be leading to some kind of a pressure today. Remember yesterday towards the end of the session when the markets really moved up, that was with the hopes that the US tariffs could ease on India. And there were hopes that over the next 8 to 10 weeks, there could be, a resolution after the negotiations resume as well. This is by way of what our CEA, the Chief Economic Advisor to the government, Mr. V. Anantha Nageshwaran, had said yesterday that he's hoping for the punitive tariffs to get removed completely of 25%, and even some easing on the primary 25% tariffs is what we were given to understand, and over 8 to 10 weeks some resolution to take place. But overnight what we've also heard is from Mr. Donald Trump, the president of US, as he's marked out in a statement yet again that he considers Prime Minister Narendra Modi a very good friend, yet at the same time he's imposed a 50% sanction or imposed a 50% tariff on India. First, let's listen into that statement, and then we'll look at how this will impact the sentiments today.
Very simply, if the price of oil comes down, Putin's going to drop out. He's going to have no choice. He's going to drop out of that war. And when I found out that the European nations were buying oil from Russia, and as you know, I'm very close to India. I'm very close to the Prime Minister of India. I spoke to him the other day, wished him a happy birthday. We have a very good relationship. He put out a beautiful statement, too. We have, but I said, I sanctioned them. China is paying a very large tariff right now to the United States. But I'm willing to do other things, but not when the people that I'm fighting for are buying oil from Russia. If the oil price comes down, very simply, Russia will settle. And the oil price is way down. We got it way down. We're drilling and we produce more oil than anybody else in the world. We're doing a lot. But I was disappointed to see that. And the Prime Minister was disappointed to see that. And it wasn't him, it was other countries.
Okay, got that. So again, the tariff, news and coverage will be in focus in today's trading session again. Kunal, what's your thought on the tariff front? Do you think the markets are hinging that last leg of the up move on that factor when the clarity comes in as to whether there is going to be easing on the 50% tariff on India, will we see another leg of the move now, since all of the domestic news flows are getting slowly and gradually digested in the markets already?
Well, if we talk about tariff side, now no uncertainty is there in terms of tariff, and no, I think Donald Trump, what he said about India and about the our Prime Minister, I think market has already reacted on this point, and I think everyone is expecting to is this tariff war, and I think we may see some slashes in the tariff rate. So, but obviously the way our Indian part and the US part are working on this tariff, I think soon we will have the new tariff rate, and based on this, good further upside would be there. So overall, two bonanza gift will be there in terms of GST and in terms of less rate of tariff. So overall choice momentum would be there in the market, and I think the US government is already working with India, China, and other Europe counterparts. So overall effect will be on a global level, will be on a positive side. So I think one should wait and watch for further good upside momentum in the market that we may hit in the market.
Okay, let's also welcome Mr. Prashant Tapsi, Senior Vice President Research Analyst of Mehta Equities, joining in on the panel as well to help us understand his views as well. Prashant, good morning to you. Let's start off with the same aspect, on the trade and the tariff front, that has been the key driver and the key news flow point that the markets have reacted over the last 4 months as well. And every tweet, every message, every statement has led to a lot of volatility in the markets now. There is some sense over the last couple of sessions that we are getting. One, that again the top leadership is in talks. They are hopeful that there could be some resolution. We are also hearing from our own top heads, top leaders in India, that how they are hopeful over 8 to 10 next weeks there could be some resolution on the trade tariff front. There could be some easing for the export oriented companies. We've seen a reaction on textiles and a lot of leather goods that export to the US as well over the last couple of sessions. What's your thought there, and how much of an importance is the market now paying to that?
From last 8 months, we have seen how Donald Trump has given his statement and how that has been taken care by India as well as in the whole world. So every week the sentiments have been changing in terms of tweeting and all. So I think India has a good experience with respect to what Donald Trump is going to say and how it will impact in India. And being fundamentally a very strong company, we are going to have a very positive impact on every dip in the market. So overall, I think the recent dialogues of Trump has no big impact, meaningful impact on Indian markets, and India cannot be ignored. I think India has to be part of the global engine, and US, India, China has to work together, as well as Russia. I think they work together and then make the global worlds move faster. So India is not to be ignored, and I think India can take a next lead of a big rally in the whole world growth. So overall, these things will be very much positive. The global markets are trending positive. Indian markets, I think only two things one should focus more on. One is the FIS flow. Slowly they are turning into bullish. The short covering is started from last 1 week. And again, second would be the earnings growth by the help of consumption, where from the GST 2.0 as well as on the income tax cut which was given in February. So both these two activities should bring in some kind of growth in terms of consumption, and that should drive for a better earning growth in Q2 as well as Q3.
Okay, got that. Let's now shift focus to the market opening. We've started on the back foot, 25,400, and now we're slipping below that level, 23 points lower in trade on the Nifty. So the starting is on a slightly negative note, but Adani Group stocks clearly in focus today. Adani Enterprises 4.4% higher, the top mover on the Nifty. Adani Ports 2.2% higher, the next mover on the Nifty as well. When we also look at the Nifty next names, you will find Adani Power as the top mover, 7.6% higher. Adani Energy Solutions 5% higher. Adani Green Energy 4.4% higher in trade. Even Ambuja Cements is up by about 0.8% in trade as well. So the entire Adani pack is clearly in focus and is cheering that the SEBI, the market regulator, has given a clean chit to the Adani Group by way of whatever acquisitions that short seller Hindenburg Research had made against the group and some of its top executive officials as well back in the year 2023. So this is definitely big news that's coming in for the Adani Group, and the stocks are reacting the same way. Prashant, coming to you again. How are you looking at this by way of the Adani Group? What's your approach going to be here? Most of the stocks are still actually below the pre-Hindenburg level. So even though they had recovered, we have seen a lot of volatility over the last 2 years onto these stocks. What should be an investor's approach?
I think we all know how Adani Group stocks have been volatile, and then again recovering back after the global research house, which has an allegation on the group as in a lot of activities in the group. So, but again, I think this news is a very great news for the investor as well as on the institutional investors who were thinking of such kind of hurdle of this kind of issues with the group companies. Again, I think this will be a sentimental, very positive for the stock. Today's, the gap up opening is a very sentimental opening for all the group stocks. But I think going forward, earnings should be more focused, and then again taking this as a long-term investment. Again, volatility will continue. Adani, we have such kind of experience from last many years.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also truly helped you out. Coming to you, Kunal, how do you see the market opening? What's your strategy going to be today? We are falling back after last 3 days of a move on the higher side on the Nifty. There's some profit taking that's taking shape. How would you see this?
Well, yes, we are witnessing some dull opening. Nifty is trading at 25,372. As I said, if any fall is there up to the level of 25,250, 25,200 would become a good buying opportunities. Now, this is like a mandatory correction that we are witnessing right now, because we have seen a magnificent momentum from the level of 25,400 to the one-way direction up to the level of 25,400. So 1,000 point of momentum that we have witnessed during the last 2 weeks. So I think some cool off would be, the cool off must be there up to the level of 25,250, 25,200. So nothing to worry about this particular correction. I think it's a minor correction. It's a healthy correction that everyone is expecting, and even we are expecting. So please wait and watch for the time being. If Nifty approach its strong support of 25,250, 25 down to 25,200, that would become a good buying opportunities for further upside momentum up to the level of 25,600 and even way beyond the 26,000 levels.
Okay, let's look at the markets again. IT sector, which was the top winning sector yesterday, it's now seeing profits taking off. The table 0.3% lower, top laggard in among the sectors today. Financial services, private banks, the Nifty bank, all of them down in trade. Small caps also turn weaker, 0.1% lower. Autos and infra also driving now in the slower lane. What's sticking higher? Nifty Pharma, 0.5% of an up move. Yesterday the space was up and it continues with its move on the higher end. PSU banks from last couple of sessions have come back in flavor, and you can see 0.3% of a move on this one yet again. Metals also moving on the positive side. Oil and gas, FMCG, realty, consumer durables, some gains that can be seen on that front again. Let's look at the top movers on the Nifty. Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports we've already marked out. Shriram Finance is positive. HDFC Life and Jio Financial Services is also moving on the positive side. But on the weaker end on the Nifty, you do have stocks like M&M, Bajaj Auto from the auto pack falling behind. Eternal, which was climbing up yesterday, seeing profits being taken off. Ultratech Cement, ICICI Bank and HCL Technologies also on the weaker end. PSU stocks, let's look at on that front. HAL is up by about 0.8%. RVNL from the railways pack 0.5% higher. You have some oil related stocks that are also hovering higher, both the OMCs as well as the gas related stocks. Nifty 500, what's happening here? Clearly, from the Nifty 500 basket, you will see Adani Total Gas, 11% of an up move on that one. We also have names like Adani Power, that's up 6.7%. Many of those stocks are forming a part of Nifty 500 as well from the Adani Group. NDTV is also up by 5% in trade today. Let's also look at Inox Green Energy Services, 5% higher. Let's also look at some of the other names that we could mark out at this point in time, maybe FDC Limited, that's up and about in trade, but we'll just wait and find out how things really move up higher from, move forward from here as well. Coming to you, Prashant. Prashant, what are you watching out for in this current setup in the markets? What's attracting your attention among themes?
I think one should think of profit, taking off the profit from the markets. We have seen last 10, 12 days of higher highs and higher lows, so which is giving some kind of discounting factor of all the activities which have happened in the global market as well as in the local market. Be it the GDP numbers, be it the manufacturing numbers, be the inflation numbers, be the interest rates which was cut in the US market. So everything is now discounted. I think weekend factor, there should be some kind of profit booking. I am thinking of taking a positive take in the PSU as a segment and FMCG as a segment. These two sectors should be focused for a trade for next Monday. So I think overall on the higher side, on the large caps, on the Nifty, there should be a profit booking attempt today.
Okay, got that. Let's take another view. Let's also find out whether we can also take a view on PSU banks now. Kunal, coming to you with that one. This has been a clear flavor last couple of sessions. How would you trade PSU banks?
But we are witnessing a very good upside momentum in PSU's bank. If you talk about Bank of Maharashtra, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, SBI, and all, I think magnificent momentum that we have seen in this counter. And if you talk about one to two stocks there, I think one should watch on PNB the way stock has been trading on this daily chart. I think further upside would be there. Right now, stock is trading at 113 level, and further upside would be there in this counter. With one can keep SL at 108 level, and if you talk about target wise, first target comes at 116, and if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 122. So, but obviously PNB looks very attractive, and if you talk about other counters, then one even keep an eye on SBI, the way stock has been trading on its daily chart. I think further upside would be there. Right now, stock is trading at 854. One can keep an SL at 840 level. And if you talk about upper side target, then first target comes at 860. And if stock breaks this level, then one way rally would be there up to the level of 880. So I think no doubt other stocks also looks very attractive, but I think these two stocks looks very attractive in terms of risk reward. So one should focus on these two stocks, SBI and PNB from this PSU bank counters.
Okay, got that. Prashant, to you also, how are you tackling the banking space at large? We were talking about with Kunal also that Monday onwards all eyes will be on the consumption basket, first day of Navratri, and whether that really push of GST rationalization really ticks in higher for the spaces. Banking space is also being looked at as a beneficiary because a lot of buying that will happen will lead to a lot of credit demand as well. How are you tackling the banking space?
Very optimistic in terms of banking, PSU as well as private, but I am focusing more on the NBFC. Specifically, SBI card can be one stock one should focus more on. It's a proxy for all the consumption story, and it's the only one listed company in the Indian markets where the credit spending of a consumer can be tracked. So SBI card has already discounted a lot of rally in the last 15 days, but again, I am very much positive on this stock. I think the target can be anywhere between 940 and 950 in the coming few weeks. So overall, the focus should be on the financial side and specifically SBI card.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped in clear understanding of the space as well. Apart from this, Kunal, I wanted to ask you on IT. What's your approach right now? Last couple of sessions, we had started to see a lot of bounce take place here, and a lot of people were probably looking at how the underperformance can now be seen as an opportunity to accumulate and how things could be looking brighter for the IT pack. Is it still going to be very volatile? What's your approach here?
Previously, it is going to be a volatile. Right now, we are witnessing some minor correction across the IT counters. If you talk about Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infosys, TCS, all the counters, we have been witnessing some kind of profit booking from its day high, but it's just a minor profit booking that we may witness. But overall picture looks very attractive at present level. If you talk about Infosys, TCS, Wipro, all these counters have formed its positive divergence on the momentum theory. Not only this, all these counters have formed its strong bottom as well. And if you talk about moving average side, then all these counters have been trading above its 20 into 50 days moving average. So overall rhythm is on positive side. We may see some good upside momentum from the present level. I'm not suggesting to go for any trading in these counters because no the proper risk reward will be there, and but obviously for trading volatility will be there. So SL will be hitting in just jiffy. So I think one should focus on creating a long-term portfolio rather to go for any trading perspective. And if you talk about stock specific, then one should focus on Infosys right now trading at 1533. Any fall up to the level of 1480 would become a good buying opportunity. And if you talk about overall upside momentum, then 1620, and afterwards even we may see upside level up to the level of 1900. So Infosys looks very attractive. If you talk about other counters, then I'm keeping an eye on Wipro. Wipro looks very attractive amongst other counters. Right now Wipro is trading somewhere around the 256 level. No doubt it has been trading in a range bound momentum, but nothing to worry about this momentum, because we are talking about medium to long term portfolio creation. So one can get into the stock at present level, and any fall up to the level of 246, even it could become a good buying opportunities for the medium term to long term. If we talk about upper side target, first target comes at 270, and if stock break this level, then we may see even up to the level of 320. So I think one can go for Infosys and Wipro for investment perspective, and please avoid these counters for any trading perspective.
Got it. Prashant, since we're talking about this entire festive season and the demand uptake upcoming, which is the segment that you are very bullish on? Is it the autos? Is it the consumer durables? Is it FMCG at large? Maybe even retail or e-commerce space, which will be a preferred choice of a marketplace for a lot of consumers to bet big and to buy from to take the benefit of GST cuts this festive season. So which is the segment that you're most bullish on?
Auto should be the stock, sector one should focus more on. I think it's a double benefit. Festival season will get some kind of discount, and second, government is also given some kind of structural benefit in terms of GST cut. So I think everybody is waiting for the actual prices and actual discount rate which will be offering coming week. So I think the volumes in terms of the month-on-month growth in four-wheelers as well as two-wheelers, I think those will be mostly watched, and I am very much bullish on again Maruti, Tata Motors, and M&M in the top four-wheeler segment. Again, in terms of two-wheelers, again Bajaj Auto should also be focused. I think the middle class and the higher middle class people will try to have one vehicle in his portfolio. So I think Bajaj would can be a stock where it has own traditional bikes as well as the EV in its portfolio. Again, TVS can also be a second stock. It is already discounted. It is already trading at a very all-time high levels. But again, I think the volumes will speak a lot in next 1 or 2 months. So auto should be one stock one should focus again, and two-wheeler and four-wheeler can be a big momentum going forward.
Okay, so any preferred choice of stocks that you're looking at within this segment also, Prashant? We've seen Maruti climb to all-time high levels after having announced, discounts of up to even 1,30,000 across its model ranges starting September 22nd. M&M, Tata Motors have also announced the same. What I would also want you to help us understand, among the OEMs, you give us a preferred list of stocks, and you also tell us how are you looking at ancillaries for that matter. For every car that's sold, there are 5 tires that are sold and several other spare parts as well. So we are looking at the ancillary space also to take the benefits there. So how are you looking at the entire space in terms of choice of stocks?
If you talk about after I think Bellrise can be a stock one should focus on. I think that the stock is already started moving well with a target of at least 180 to 200 levels for a very short period of time. Bellrise can be a stock I would like to prefer to in the auto ancillary stock. Again, in the four-wheeler, again, Tata Motors has not self-performed well. Maruti has performed, even Mahindra has performed. Tata Motors can be one stock. Again, we are very much near to its record date for the demerger between the PV and the EV. So PV and the CV. So I think that was also an advantage for a trader to try to get both the counters in its portfolio. In the two-wheeler, again, Bajaj would be my preferred pick as we see pan-India presence strong as well as traditional as well as in the EV segment. So I think these 3 stocks would be in focus.
Okay, got that. Kunal, I'd like to come to you before we thank you. Then first 15 minutes of a candle is out. So first a view on the markets, and secondly, any choice of stocks that you would like to highlight for all our viewers today. What would those be?
Well, first 50 minutes out, and Nifty is trading at 25,350, down by 60 points only. As I said, this would be considered as good correction, even if it fall up to the level of 25,250, 25,200. So nothing to worry about this correction in the market. I think one should focus on creating a long position only rather to worry about this minor correction. And if you talk about stock specific, then yes, I have one stock for a trading perspective. It's a Biocon. The way stock has been trading on its daily chart, I think for further upside would be there. During the recent yesterday's trading session, even we have seen some breakout on the daily chart, and based on this breakout, further upside would be there that we can expect in this counter. Stock has been trading above its 200 days, 100 days moving average, and positive divergence is there. Right now, counter is trading at 371. One can get into the stock at present level. If we talk about SL wise, then one can keep SL at 353 level, and if we talk about target wise, the way stock has been trading, I think first target would be at 385, and if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 410. So somewhere around 9 to 10% of return that we can expect from this counter at present level. One can get into the stock with strict stop loss of 353.
Fair point. Thank you so much, and Kunal, for being with us on the program and helping us, all our viewers, also on the insights that you shared with the markets. Hope you have a great weekend ahead. We'll see you soon on another edition as well. But viewers, before we talk about more themes, more sectors, what's buzzing with Prashant, let me actually take you across to Mumbai, especially to Bandra Kulra complex, where the Apple flagship store has actually been seeing hundreds of people line up outside the flagship store only to get their hands on the latest iPhone 17 series that goes on sale starting today. And Asta Chopra, my colleague, is right there to give us a ground report from the same as well. Asta, what's the mood there? How early have you been there from? And, what have you been witnessing since morning?
Well, absolutely right. Apple's iPhone 17 has made its debut again in the Indian markets as well, and we are here stationed from 6 in the morning, but that's not enough. People are standing in queue since 2 o'clock in the morning. Apart from their pre-bookings, they're also come here for the store visit to see what's all about this new iPhone 17. About 2,000 to 3,000 people are stationed outside the Apple store, and right now we are inside the Apple store to showcase what's new in the phone. First of all, the biggest news is that iPhone 17 Plus has been replaced by iPhone Air, which is the slimmest phone here. You can see, we can show our viewers as well about this is the slimmest phone which iPhone has came up with. This iPhone Air is a new addition to Apple's iPhone lineup. It is meant to be ultra thin, lightweight with some pro level features. It also replaces Plus and has A19 chip embodied in that. So this comes in two colors, actually three colors. This is milky white, white with matte finish and black. So this is the newest addition in the iPhone series, which is called iPhone Air, the slimmest phone. Now we'll switch you to the iPhone Pro Max 17, which you can see that it comes with a very unique color style as it has started manufacturing in India. This comes in orange, white and blue. Well, the colors are one of the very important features which are attracting the customers. Now let's talk about the features and what it has been different from iPhone 16 since last year. Now come, let's show you the screen size and the screen adaptation is way much more upgrade for the iPhone users as well. Well, it's the the peak brightness improves to 3000 nits, which is better for outdoor visibility. Well, the camera has 48 MP ultra wide camera, the shaper details versus the iPhone 16, which was 12 MP ultra wide, and now it's 18 MP ultra wide. Also, the front camera also comes with 18 MP. The processor, it is powered by AI19 chips, which is way faster than what was in iPhone 16. Well, the design, of course, you can see the aluminium unibody, ceramic shield too for tougher body as well. The storage is much more than iPhone 16. The battery life also, there is improvement in the battery life. And where let's talk about the price, which is a very good feature point for the Indian customers as well. So the iPhone 17 states at 82,900 rupees. The iPhone Air is 1,19,000. It depends on what the storage is. 250 GB comes with 1,20,000. iPhone 17 Pro comes at 1,34,000, and iPhone 17 Pro Max come at 1,49,900 rupees. So these are the price ranges, and as well as the excitement remains the same since iPhone 15, since iPhone 16, and now it's turned for the iPhone 17. The very big question remains that the US tariff, which has been increased, that is it affecting the price of the electronics? Well, no. Right now, the tariffs are not affecting, but if there is any increment in the US tariffs, so the manufacturing cost, the parts cost can increase and the iPhone can pass it to the customers, but right now it's been not being affected on any electronic devices.
Sure.
Well,
Asa,
here you go.
keep an eye out on there and enjoy your time at the flagship store there. We'll keep coming back to you to see how the day progresses and you know what kind of sales are really taking place. How are people really looking at all these different models, the newer edition of Air that you've talked about, what's the kind of demand there. So we'll keep coming back to you. Thank you so much for all those updates as well. Prashant, are you going to be buying one for yourself today?
Waiting for a right time to move to the Mumbai showroom and then take this 17. I like the way that they are just slimming the model. I think I want that. That was the missing part of the iPhone. It was very huge and bulky. So I think the slim part would be the favorite part for me to have a very easy conveying carrying this phone. So I'm waiting for the right time to move and buy this Apple 17.
Okay, fair point. Let's come back to the markets then and see what else is ticking up. India VIX is back above 2% higher at 10.08 levels. Keep an eye out on that as well at this point in time. But PSU banks, oil and gas, mid caps and small caps have recovered from the morning lows. Real estate, pharma and metals, those are the pockets that are still hovering in action at this point in time. PSUs have also pulled up smartly, 0.4% higher for the Nifty PSE index. And you can see HAL now 1.4% higher, NHPC, BHEL, HPCL, IOC, even BPCL and Oil India, RVNL, BEL, so defense, there's railways, there's also the oil and gas space that's buzzing in the PSU space. How are you looking at the entire space at this point in time, Prashant? And what would you choose from the PSU basket?
Again, I think defense can be one stock one should focus on more. I think from the recent last few days rally, I think there will be a good opportunity in HL. I think HL can be one stock one should focus more on, as the downside is very limited from the current levels as far as the valuations as well as the technicals also. Second stock would be again BEL. One should focus more on this as a very structural long-term story in this portfolio, which is a target of at least 15 to 20% for next 1 year from the current levels. So in the defense, I like these two stocks. Again, in the railways, again RVNL can be one stock one should focus more on. Government focus towards developing all the new railway stations in pan India. I think there will be a good momentum order book coming to these kind of stocks. So railways, in the railway, RVNL can be one stock with a target of at least 440, 420 from the current levels.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also truly helped you understand what else to look at. Prashant, are you looking at the broader markets, mid caps and small caps of late? Anything from this space that appeals to you at this point?
I think we discussed that Bellrise can be one stock which very much focused on, I think, fundamentally as well as structural growth in the auto ancillary stocks. I think this is the stock where the valuations are comfort, the growths are comfort, the ratios are very much comfortable. So as a long-term investor, I think 140, 150 range can be a best level to accumulate, and even 155, 160 can be a range to start accumulation this stock. The target would be around 180 to 185 for next 12 months from the current levels.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has truly helped you out as well. Let me also take a few names from the mid caps and small caps basket that are ticking higher in trade. Motilal Oswal Financial Services is up by 2.5%. You can see Vishal Mega Mart, Tata Communications, GMR Airport, a lot of these stocks that are ticking up. From the small caps basket also, let me just pull up a few stocks for all of you to really look at. Redington is higher by 6.5%. Remember, Redington is reacting to the iPhone 17, launch in India, and that's how the stock is moving up 6.6% higher in trade. Prashant, are you looking at this one?
Yes. From last 3-4 days, the date was already launched. So I think sooner the 17 was launched, Redington started moving from 280 to 307 today.
Okay, fair point. So keep an eye out on this one as well. We also have a lot of healthcare related stocks, Aster DM Healthcare, Dr. Lal Path Labs, that's also moving up higher in trade. From the pharma and healthcare pack, Prashant, what's your top choice right now?
As a trading, again, Laurus Lab can be a stock one should focus more on, trading at 929 around. So I think there is a good opportunity for a 980 to 1,000 rupees as a target for a short-term period. I think earnings would be the focus for this stock. as soon as we get into the earnings season next month, Lotus can be a stock where we can see a 4-digit target of 1,000 rupees very soon.
Okay, fair point. What else is improving in trade right now is the insurance basket. HDFC Life, SBI Life slightly moving higher in trade as well. Remember, from 22nd of September, you will also get to see lower premiums from a lot of your insurance providers at this point in time as well, be it your life or health or general insurance. We are going to be seeing, some cuts on the premiums front, especially on life and health on the GST front. An exemption is what is being seen on these critical health insurance policies, as has been announced by the government, and we'll have to see, how much of an impact will that lead to. Most of the insurance providers have said that they are committed to pass on the benefits to the consumers and consumers at large, and they are hopeful that these steps will further the government's aim of insurance for all by 2047. Your sense of how should one be really looking at? Will a volume play somehow lead to cover up of costs and impact on margins because of the lower premiums for these companies, Prashant? How will you look at them?
Yes, I think the even companies are waiting and watching how that will impact in the volume sales. So obviously the private sector insurance companies like HDFC or Niva Bupa can be morely focused on aggressive sales growth. But again, SBI Life or LIC can see some kind of muted growth because private has that deep pockets to penetrate in the market. And I think industry is growing very decently, around 2 times the GDP growth of almost like 12 to 15% in terms of growth. So I think now volumes will play. I think the sector will see some kind of structural change. I think there will be more pressure on the life insurance as a product and not as a health. Health is by default, they just renewal every day, every year. But I think Niva Bupa as well as on the HDFC Life, these two stocks should be highly focused on a month-on-month volume basis.
All right. Towards the end, Prashant, do you want to give us a highlight on how the markets are expected to perform this festive season? Any indications that you could give to our viewers for those who are now looking at, again, deploying all the fresh cash to the markets in hopes that the worst may be behind?
I think a lot of traders and investors have missed this recent rally from last at least 15 days post the announcement of August 15th GST announcement, and then we got a lot of good news from the global markets as well. So the latest rally is already missed. I think we will also see a small profit booking attempt this week, coming week. So I think there again, when markets come down to 25,200, 250 levels, and there I think there is a good support, and then market starts towards to the new high. I think the target would be 25,800 for the very near term. And I think if you see 1 or 2 months, if you consider Diwali as a investment period, I think we may be going very near to the all-time high. We are almost down by 3 to 4% from the all-time high. So we can cover up those 3 to 4% very soon. So I am targeting an all-time high on or before Diwali.
Okay, got that. All right. Thank you so much, Prashant, then, for being with us on the show and for helping all our viewers out with all your insights on various sectors that we've spoken about. Great weekend to you, and we'll see you soon on another weekend, on another week with another edition of Market Today as well, to help all our viewers really see the action in the festive season as it begins. Thank you so much for being with us. 25,341 viewers on the Nifty, 81 points lower in trade. We've drifted slightly lower from the opening tick, but let's see how it really pans out in trade. We still have the whole day left, first half an hour out, and we are seeing that the markets have suffered from the opening tick, at least for now. But we'll leave you at that. Do stay tuned with us throughout the course of the day. Market coverage will continue, and of course, if you have some questions about the stocks in your portfolio, then ask them away on daily calls at 12 noon. I'll be back for that.
India is going full throttle